how do I deal with grief using yoga? Well, there are two paths. Number one is the philosophy, understanding the truth, understanding that a loss is not a loss, understanding that a loss is only experienced by the individual ego, and that the person you lose or the thing that causes you grief is not ever actually gone. For example, last year my father died, and we were very, very close. And when he died, I felt immense grief. When my teacher died, B.K.S. Iyengar died, I felt immense grief. So there are two aspects to this. When you feel the grief, it is imperative not to deny it. So you don't go, everything is fine, because then you suppress it and it turns into some disease later on in life. So instead, you use the practice of asana and pranayama to start to release it. So I did some deep breathing, I did some forward bends and allowed myself to feel the grief. And for example, when Guruji died, when my teacher died, I cried. And I cried for 4 hours, non-stop. I just cried and cried and cried and let myself cry. It's okay, I just cried. The body was releasing the grief. And once it was done and things got settled, then I focus in the practice between the throat and the diaphragm. Because anatomically, the lungs hold grief and joy. So after I have released, then I do opening back bends to allow more space for light. I use Savitri's techniques to inhale light into my lungs. I send light to my teacher, I send light to my father, help them cross over. So we have so many techniques in Purna Yoga, from Savitri's teaching, from the asana and the pranayama teaching that I do, from the philosophy that has been around for so long, that you can take what you need in the moment of grief, and it bolsters you, it supports you, it holds you as you go through the grief.